Good morning. We're just going to wait for a couple of more people to sign on, okay? Hey. Good morning, Noah. Good morning, Kane and Amani. I'm so happy that you guys already came in with your mics muted. You guys are on point. If you hear me calling your name or whispering your name, I'm just taking attendance of who is already here. So at this time, we're going to start class. Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful Monday. Today is August 17th, 2020, okay? So at this time, Amani, you will start us off with greeting Mrs. Nagy because you're first on my screen, okay? So what would you like to do today? Okay, good morning, Amani. Kane, you are next. Ooh, a lot of salutes today. Good morning, Kane. Jada, ooh, another salute. Wilfred, oh, spirit fingers. Noah, agree. Okay, salute. Drake, hi, good morning, Drake. Cervantes, good morning, Cervantes. Emily, oh, air hug. And Quentin, good morning. A lot of salutes today. Kind of makes me feel like I was back in the Army. All right. Now we're going to move on to greeting of the day. We'll see who will be doing it. All right. Batman. Drake, you get to do the greeting of the day. So I will choose the greeting out of the jar, and I will greet you first, and then you'll greet your friend next, okay? Okay, our greeting of the day is wink, okay? I'm terrible at winking. I'll tell you straight up. I look so bad when I wink, okay? So, good morning, Drake. Okay, Drake, you're going to wink and say, good morning, Amani. Perfect. Amani, same. You're going to unmute your mic and you're going to wink and say, good morning, Drake. Good. All right, Amani, you're going to wink and say, good morning to Kane. Good job. Mute your mic. Kane, please wink and say, good morning, Amani.
Good morning, Amani.
Good job. Okay, Kane, please wink and say, good morning, Jada.
Good morning,
Good. Jada, wink and say, good morning, Kane.
Good morning, Kane.
Okay. Kane, you can mute your mic. Jada, can you now wink and say good morning, Wilfred?
Good morning, Wilfred.
Good job. Wilfred, unmute your mic. You may now wink and say good morning, Jada. Good. Now, Wilfred, you'll say good morning, Noah, and you'll wink at Noah. Okay, good. Noah, you'll wink and say good morning, Wilfred.
Good morning, Wilfred.
Good. Okay, Noah, you'll now wink and say good morning, Drake.
Drake.
Okay. Cervantes, can you wink and say good morning, Noah? Good. Now, Cervantes, wink and say good morning, Emily. Good. Emily, can you wink and say good morning, Cervantes? Good. And then, Emily, can you wink at Quentin and say good morning, Quentin? Good. Mute your mic. And finally, Quentin, can you say good morning to Emily and wink at her? Good job, guys. You are getting very, very good at this, okay? So I know you guys are tired of me talking about expectations, but we must do it every day so it gets ingrained in your little brain so it becomes muscle memory, okay? So first of all, if I could reward you guys, I would. Like, if we were in class, I would probably have rewarded you with, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes of extra free time or recess time because you all came in here with your mics already muted, and that just made me so happy. Okay, so that's our first expectations. Mics are muted. Good job. Always keep your video on. Plus, who doesn't want to see all of your beautiful faces, okay? Be on time. Every single one of you was on time. Man. Okay? Remember to always keep your mic muted, but if you have a question, I could see every single one of you. So just raise that hand, okay? Complete all work. But if for some reason, you're sick, you're out that day, you got a doctor's appointment or whatever, you have until Sunday of that week to turn in your work to get full credit. Make sure that you're sitting in a quiet place at all times. Normally that's like your bedroom or something. I think most of you are in your room. I can't really tell. Always be respectful of me as well as your fellow classmates, okay? We're all friends here. Plus, in our classroom, that's one of our rules. Always be a friend. stay focused. Remember, we're not here to chill or anything like that. We are here to learn. All right. And then finally, you all know, no eating during the hours in which we are learning, okay? No giant bowls of cereal while we are learning. Okay, today I am going to go through Marvin's jar and pull out who is not here. And then we get to see who gets to show us their cool pet today. Or if they don't have a pet, they can tell us what pet they would love to have. Batman. Noah! Noah, do you have a pet? You can unmute your mic so we can hear you. Oh, it's okay. We're doing great on timing, so we'll just wait. But if he can't find her, it's okay. He could just tell her what us what she is. Okay?
She's right here.
Ooh, yay! He has a cat. Does everybody see his cat? So what's her name?
Mama Kitty.
Wait, what was it? Kitty?
Mama Kitty.
Mama Kitty. Why'd you name her that? That's kind of unique.
Well, my papa named her.
Oh, okay. How long have you had her? How old is she?
Oh. We don't know.
Well, my dad found her when she was just a baby, and they rescued her from outside. So they've had her ever since she was a little bitty kitten. So
yeah, so she's probably older. Okay,
yeah,
so
she's like the age of my oldest son. So she's probably 10 or 12 years old. Yeah.
Ooh, that is old for a cat. Does anyone have a question for Noah about his really cool cat? Does anyone have a question? No? So while people are thinking, I'm going to ask the question. Noah, do you have a favorite memory with your cat, or what's like your favorite thing to do with your cat?
Not really.
No.
She's a pain in my butt.
She's a pain. Why? Does she like scratch up your furniture, or does she sit on your face? Why? Why is she a pain?
Yeah.
Yeah?
She scratches everything.
Yeah, she scratches everything.
Yeah.
Ruins her clothes.
All
And
right.
it's technically my dad's cat, but he just left it here with us.
Oh, okay. So does anyone else want to learn something cool? Yay, Drake. You may unmute your mic and ask Noah a question. Noah, you could keep your mic unmuted since the floor is yours. Go ahead, Drake.
As long as you had your cat, have you ever, well, y'all did find it outside. Have y'all ever let it outside again?
Yeah. But when we moved in our new house, my mom wouldn't let her outside because she needed a key for a collar.
And
So
she would bring critters inside the house.
Ooh.
Like one time she brought a chipmunk in and we tried to bring it outside, but it left in a room and
I started to.
No. Poor chipmunk.
Yes.
Oh. Does anyone else, thank you, Drake, for your question. Does anyone else have a question for Noah about his cat? Quentin, go ahead. You may unmute your mic.
you had your cat. Do you even like it?
Do you like your cat?
Not really.
No. Not really. Okay, one final question. Amani, what would you like to ask him?
Does she scratch or bite?
Does she like scratch?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. So she's a biter. Okay. All right.
She's in the car.
Okay, we're making great time. Cervantes, you want to be the final one? You want to ask him a question?
No.
Okay.
Do they run around your floor?
Does it like run around? You know when cats go crazy at night? Does it?
She goes crazy at daytime too.
Yeah, when they like run across the walls and stuff. All right, thank you, Noah. Thank you for sharing your mama cat. Okay, all right. So, man, we are going really, really fast. Okay, so did anyone, by raise a hand, did anyone do their I am statements this morning while brushing their teeth? Yay! So does anyone else want to share about how that makes them feel? Okay, Drake, you want to share? And then Noah, you can share after Drake.
Good.
It makes you feel good. What's your favorite one to read? What's your favorite I am sentence to read?
I really don't know. I just
don't
know. I just say a lot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Noah, how does your I am statements make you feel?
I don't know.
You don't know? They're supposed to make you feel good. Trust me. I'm not going to make you do anything that feels weird, okay? Because I do I am statements too. My favorite I am statement when I'm brushing my teeth is I am enough. Okay? I am enough. Does anyone else want to share about their I am statement? Amani?
I forgot to do them today, but I picked something weird out. So you said you are, and then I said I am handsome.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, if you think that you're handsome, man, kudos to you. But if you're a girl, we normally say I am beautiful, I am pretty, or All right. Did anyone over the weekend notice how someone was feeling and help them out? Did anyone? Emily? You want to share, Emily?
Yesterday when my brother fell on the bike, well, he scratched himself on the bike, and then he started crying, and then I picked up the bike and helped him up.
Aw, how old is your little brother?
He's 6.
Oh, okay. So he needed his big sister to make him feel better. Thank you. Amani, you want to share about your helping story?
So my brothers are always fighting, so Malachi got hurt, so I had to help him.
Okay. So they were like hitting each other, and then one of them got a boo-boo, and you helped them out? All right. Good job, guys. So that was... No. I totally skipped. Question of the day. How could I skip my favorite part of the day? So, let me pull out the names who are here, and then seriously, like, question of the day is like my favorite part of the day. All right. Batman. Ashlyn. Where you at? There we go. Okay, your question of the day. So I will pull the question out, and then I will show an example of how to answer it, and then you get to go right after me. You get to go first. But if you were in the classroom, you guys would stick your hand in the bag and grab the question. All right, let's see. What's that question? If you could ban one vegetable, what would it be? Cabbage. Cabbage. I don't like cabbage. All right, Ashlyn.
I don't know.
You don't know? That's okay. All right, Moni.
Broccoli.
That's my favorite. What? I could eat broccoli for the rest of my life. Kane, what is your vegetable that you will never ever eat, that you would ban?
Spinach.
I like spinach too. Jada, what is a vegetable that you will never eat, that you would just completely ban?
Onions.
Onions, okay. Okay, Wilfred?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. Next. Noah, what is the vegetable that you're just like,
Broccoli, I hate it when it's cooked.
This breaks my heart. Okay. Drake, what is your vegetable?
Broccoli.
Broccoli? Cervantes, what's your vegetable? Don't you say broccoli, because you guys are breaking my heart right now.
Peas.
Peas? Okay, okay, I can see that. Good. Quentin, what's your vegetable?
Spinach.
Spinach, okay.
Spinach.
I think spinach is good. Emily?
Broccoli. I only love it when it's cooked.
Oh, well, that's true. I don't eat it when it's raw. I won't eat any vegetable raw. It all got to be cooked. Ashlyn, did you finally, figure out, because I don't want to skip you, but did you kind of figure out which vegetable you're like, No? All right. So I'm thinking Ashlyn might like all her vegetables. All right. Good. So that was question of the day. All right. We're going to go into our schedule. And it's going to be kind of like the same thing. Normally, the only thing that's going to switch up is the stories that we read during reading block. And I got a really cool one today. So today's morning meeting at 8 o'clock. Good job. You guys got that down packed. Then we got Poem of the Week, which is the first funny poem, and then after the poem, you're going to have to like tell me why it's funny, because you should already know. And then we'll move on into our pledge, or well, we'll do pledge then poem, followed by spelling, and then we'll do reading block. Our story today is called Beautiful Oops, and it's a really good story. Then it is writing block. I changed up the whole writing, not too much, but I made it a whole lot easier, okay? Then at 10, after writing block, we'll be doing math, some dogs, so make sure all of you have those usernames and passwords. Then at 10:50, we will do our reading of Old Yeller, just our page and a half. And then we'll do our final thoughts. So our day is very short, very, very short. And remember, you will have your 5-minute breaks and all that in between, so go relax. All right. So before I give you your first 5-minute break, let's just get the pledge out of the way. And then we will have 5 minutes to chill out and relax. So everybody unmute your mic. In Mrs. Nagy's class, we use kind words and work quietly. We work hard and help. We are kind, happy, and respectful. We respect our classroom and always keep it clean. We are a great classroom. Okay, guys, at this time you have a 7-minute break. We'll return at 8:35. Go ahead and go stretch. All right. And our poem today is one of my favorite ones. It's funny. I got a lot of them. All right, so our poem of the day is called I Didn't Do It. I've heard you can't get in trouble for something you didn't do. My mother said that was correct. My teacher confirmed it was true. I'm guessing they must not have meant it. Imagine my shock and dismay to find out I was in trouble for not doing my homework today. So who gets it? Who gets it? Drake, you want to tell us what it's about? It's one of my favorite poems. My students loved it last year. They were like, no, you can't get in trouble for not hitting someone, but you can get in trouble for not doing your homework. All right, Drake.
Well, what I think of it, my mom makes me don't do my homework. Well, if I don't do my homework, I only get 12 on my game. Ooh. If I'm at my mom's house, so I just get my homework done.
See? If he doesn't do his homework, he can't play no video games. All right, Quentin?
Well, I don't really do homework like that.
What?
But I do homework, but not like that.
Well, hopefully when I assign you homework, Quentin, you gonna do it like that. Okay? All right, Amani.
When I don't do homework, I get in big trouble.
Yes, I did too. If I didn't do my homework growing up, whew, my mother would be on my back. All right, does anyone else want Noah?
If I didn't do my homework, I'll get in trouble by the time I get home. Something. I don't know.
So who can agree that not doing their homework is a bad thing? Then you're gonna get a bad grade. And then you're going to have to be with Miss Nagy for 2 years in a row. Who wants to be with Miss Nagy 2 years in a row? And I know I'm awesome. But nobody wants to do 3rd grade 2 years in a row. Okay? So you need to do your homework. All right, guys. So thank you for that. What we're going to do now is we are going to move into our 15 minutes of spelling. Okay? So at this time, you're just going to go to Google Classroom, click on spelling, and then you're going to choose all your fun little games that you want to do. Okay, so I'll see you in 5 minutes. So today's story is called Beautiful Oops, okay? So our question before our story, and I'm going to have you guys answer if you like, is have you ever made a mistake? And what happened? So did any of you ever make a mistake? Amani?
I broke something of someone and I didn't mean to.
Okay. So she made a mistake and broke another person's belonging? Okay. All right, Emily?
I accidentally tripped on my brother's toy.
Okay. So what happened? Did you hurt yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sorry that happened. Drake, you want to share your mistake, and then it will be Quentin?
The other day, I was making some cereal, and then I put the milk in before the cereal.
Oh, okay, so instead of putting the cereal in first, you put the milk, okay.
When I was at my nana's house, I broke a hanger.
You broke a hanger? All right, finally, Drake, you want to add?
So, everyone was telling me not to go by the dog because they said he won't bite, but he'll nip, and I got nipped.
Oh. Okay, so are you guys ready for this horrible, painful mistake that I did? Okay, so I think most of you were just being born because it was the year 2012, okay? And I was in the Army, and in the morning we work out, right? We go run, we do push-ups or whatever. So it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was still really, really dark outside. You couldn't see anything. And my sergeant had us doing push-ups. And then he was like, okay, time to do some planks. And if you don't know what planks are, it's when you're kind of in a push-up position, but you have your arms on the ground. Well, I couldn't see where I was. And next thing, I feel just this crazy burning sensation, and these things were biting me, and it just got really, really painful, and I started screaming. Well, apparently, I was planking in a giant fire ant hill. Okay? And so it was so bad. After it was done for a week, my whole arms were like welted. It was so bad. And the worst pain I ever experienced in my life. It was terrible. Okay? Alright, so does anyone else want to add about a mistake they made before we move on to our story? Alright, guys, so we're going to move on, and thank you all for your amazing input. So today's focus is about learning from our mistakes. So after we watch our cool video, we're going to then talk about how we learned from the mistakes we made. Okay, so we all know that we made mistakes, but did we learn from them?
Oops, a torn piece of paper is just the beginning. Every spill has lots. Bent paper is something to celebrate. A little drip of paint lets your imagination run wild. A scrap of paper can be fun to play with. A smudge and a smear can make magic appear. A stain has potential if you play with its shape. Holes in your paper are worth exploring. When you think you have made a mistake, oops, think of it as an opportunity to make something beautiful.
Okay, guys, so that was our cute little adorable story today, and I love reading that book. So at this time, mute your mics, and then I'll call on those to share. And Noah, would you like to share first about our book? We're not into our question yet of what we learned from our mistakes, but we're talking about our book right now, okay? So what would you like to say about our book?
When I was in art class, I seen that before in second grade or first grade.
Because it's just such a popular book. I love it. Thank you, Noah. Quentin, I see everyone's hands. Don't worry, I'll get to everyone.
I seen that too, but that book made no sense to me. It made no sense.
Okay, so the reason for the book is that there's like all these crazy mistakes, but they're making their mistakes beautiful. They're learning from their mistakes. They're not just like, oh my God, I made a mistake. They're like, I wonder how I can make this mistake better. Okay, Kane?
It was about accidents.
It's about accidents, okay. Drake, would you like to add?
I read that, I seen that in kindergarten, and then when I did that, me and my friend did a project on it with our teacher, and we all grouped up in the class, and then we basically just made a little type of tower with paper and paint.
That sounds awesome. All right, so after our reading, basically what our book was about is it is normal, if not human, to make mistakes every single day, okay? But it is how you react to that mistake that affects your life. So if you make a mistake and you decide this is the end all, I'm not going to do nothing, I'm just going to lay on the floor and just die. Did you learn from the mistake? No. But if you look at the mistake and you're like, okay, maybe I can make something out of this, or maybe I can learn from this so the next time I do it, I won't make the same mistake again. So now that in the beginning, when all of you answered a question about whether or not you made a mistake and what happened, now what I want you to do is tell me if you actually learned from the mistake you shared with this. So I know some of you said you poured in the milk before the cereal, or you made a spill, or you fell. Do you want to share about what you learned from that mistake? Drake, would you like to go?
Just to listen, because everyone was saying that dog would nip, and I nipped my finger, and it was my finger.
Yeah, so when they told him not to go, play with the dog, and he did, he learned to listen. Okay, thank you, Drake. Cervantes?
Actually, I got a full story of my mistake because I tried to stab my little sister at the park, and I hit my head on a steel or metal or stone wall, and I got a crack in my forehead. So I learned from a mistake. Stop scaring people.
Stop scaring people. Okay. Thank you, Cervantes. Mute your mic. Quentin?
Miss Maggie?
Yes, Quentin.
I did a lot of mistakes.
Well, then that just means you have a lot of opportunities to learn. Did you learn from one of your mistakes? What did you learn?
I learned to always listen.
To always listen. When adults tell you to do something, it's probably because we have made a mistake and we learn from it, and we don't want you to make the same mistake as we did. Okay, does anyone else want to share before Mrs. Nagy says what she learned from doing planks in a fire anthill? All right, so that story that I told you about the anthill, that was traumatizing. So from then on out, I learned that whenever my sergeant said, okay, it's time for push-ups or anything like that, I made sure that I was either on concrete, cement, the sidewalk, or the street. I made sure there was no dirt underneath me so that I knew that I could not possibly go back into an anthill. And I don't wish that pain on anyone. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay. So just like your other assignments before, we have an assignment for this learning lesson. So our assignment is when you make a mistake, try to learn from it. Try to see the good in your mistake and what you can learn from it. So on Friday of this week, we're going to revisit this. And you guys are going to share if you made a mistake throughout the week and if you learned from it. Because Miss Nagy makes mistakes almost every single day. I mean, yesterday I made a mistake and popped the shampoo bottle too hard and I got shampoo in my eye and it was horrible. Okay, so that was my mistake. All right, before we go on our 5-minute break, I'm going to take Noah's question.
I just found out a mistake.
What?
I watched a scary movie, chapter 2. It was weeks ago and I still have nightmares, so now I know to not watch scary movies like that.
Yeah, that's a big one. Okay, guys, so at this time, you will have a 6-minute break. We will come back together at 9:25. Please mute your mics, and you may go get a drink of water, a snack, go potty, okay? I'll be right here. Okay, guys, I have muted all your mics. It is now time to come back to class. What I would like you all to do is to go to Google Classroom. All mics are muted. What I need you to do is go to Google Classroom and you will click on the writing assignment. I am going to share my screen because over the weekend I changed the writing assignment and I made it a little bit easier, but I want to walk you through it, okay? All right, guys, so this is a lot easier now. When Miss Nagy went home and she tried to observe what was going on and why we were having trouble with the writing assignment, I noticed, one, I gave you a writing prompt calendar that had way too many writing prompts, and so you guys were overwhelmed. And so I decided for the week, I'll give you a selection of 7, and you can choose which one you want, okay? Now, the difference also is that Miss Nagy was making you write out the words for their prompt. Well, now I changed it, okay? So if I decided that I wanted to write about a time where I felt happy and what happened to me and what made me feel happy, all I have to do now is write the number 4, okay? I don't have to write out the whole thing. So if I wanted to do who is your favorite person on the planet, what do you like most about that person, since that's writing assignment number 1, all I have to do is write the number 1. So now when Miss Nagy goes in to grade this, she's going to be like, oh, okay, I know what they're writing about. So I'm going to do that one more time. If I decided I wanted to write a story about what it would be like to climb the very top of the highest mountain in the world, all I have to look at is the number on top, which is a 7. You see, super easy now. We don't have to copy and paste. We don't have to type out our prompt or anything. And then I go here and I'm going to write my name, but you all know that you will write your name. And today's date is August the 17th, 2020. And then all I would do is click here and I would just begin to start writing. Now, if you notice, because a lot of you were asking me, oh, does it need to be long or anything like that? I said originally, it should be longer than 2 sentences, but you guys are 3rd graders preparing to be 4th graders. And if I know the 4th grade teachers very well, they like extensive writing. So I have to prepare you for that. So what I want is when you write to at least fill up this portion. You do not need to go to a second page, okay? So you'll write, you'll give me a lot of details, okay? So can I get a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think this is a lot easier than how Miss Nagy had it the last time? But remember, as soon as you're done, I will show you the easiest way to turn in, okay? So everybody should have their document open except for Drake because he already turned it in. Now I'm going to show you how to turn it in the easiest way, okay? Thanks to Kane's mom. So all of you have the document like this, right? Hold on. Now remember, you're seeing Mrs. Nagy's screen, and Mrs. Nagy is the teacher. So she does not have the same screen as you, but in general, I can guide you through it, okay? So here goes our writing prompt. All of you wrote some beautiful stuff. Now, I want you to take your eyes and I want you to look at a section right here, okay? If you see a section right here, you're going to see a button that says turn in, okay? You're going to see a button like around here that says turn in. You're going to press that button, and that's immediately going to have you turn in. So kind of give me a thumbs up if you see that button that says turn in, okay? Good job. I see Jamarcus got it. I know Drake turned in. Who else saw that button? Good, Quentin. Good job. Amani and Noah, did you see that button? Good. Okay, Emily, did you see that button? Yes. Okay, and then I know Kane knows how to do it. So for Quentin and for Ashlyn, I know you were struggling with actually doing the typing and stuff. So just make sure that you write it out on a piece of paper. You don't have to do it right now, okay? You can do it after class. But I'll be waiting for a picture, like a text message picture from your parents with your writing, okay? And then I'll grade you that way. All right, guys, guess what? You just finished the writing, so now you've earned your third 5-minute break. You know what? Yeah, let's come back because we're doing good timing. Let's come back at 9:47. Okay, guys? All right, go ahead. Okay, guys, so come back to me. Jayla, give me 1 second, Quentin. For everyone else, you are immediately to sign on SumDog at this moment. I have the teacher screen up so I can tell who's signing on. And you have 15 minutes of SumDog at this time. Everyone's mics are going to be muted. So at this time, we're doing our final 5-minute break because you just you just finished our math block. So you'll come back at 10:07, okay? So enjoy your final 5-minute break, and then we'll meet back together at 10:07. You weren't here for the first 2 readings of O Yeller, but simply all it is that this boy's dad is about to go on like a trip or something, and it's really old. They're like in the country. This boy's dad is about to go to the country, and so he now has to be man of the house. But apparently somewhere throughout the book, he's going to find a dog, and at first he's not going to like the dog, but he's going to end up falling in love with it. Okay, so here we go. I turned and started back up the trail toward the cabin. I guess maybe Papa was right. I guess I could use a dog. All the other settlers had dogs. They were big, fierce dogs that the settlers used for catching hogs and driving cattle and fighting coons out of the cornfields. They kept them as watchdogs against the depredation of wolves, bears, panthers, and Indians. There was no question about it. For the sort of country we lived in, a good dog around the place was something worth more than 2 or 3 men. I knew this as well as anybody because the summer before I had a good dog, his name was Bell. He was nearly as old as I was. We'd had him ever since I could remember. He protected me from rattlesnakes and bad hogs while I was little. He hunted with me when I was bigger. Once he dragged me out of Birdsong Creek when I was about to drown. And another time he'd given warning in time to keep me from raiding Comanches from stealing and eating our mule. A mule is just like a donkey. Then he had to go act a fool and get himself killed. It was while Papa and I were cutting wild hay in a little patch of prairie back at the house. A big diamondback rattlesnake struck at Papa, and Papa chopped his head off with one quick lick of his scythe. The scythe is that really long pole with like the giant knife that's a scythe, okay? You kind of see like the Grim Reaper with it. The head dropped to the ground 3 or 4 feet away from the wiggling body. It lay there with the ugly mouth opening and shutting, still trying to bite something. So even though the head was cut off, it was still moving. As smart as Belle was, you'd have thought he'd have better sense than to go up and nuzzle that rattlesnake's head. But he didn't, and a second later, he was falling back, howling and slinging his head everywhere until his ears popped. But it was too late then. That snake's mouth had snapped shut on his nose, driving the fangs in so deep that it was a full minute before he could sling the body head loose. He died that night, and I cried for a week. Papa tried to make me feel better by promising to get me another dog right away. But I wouldn't have it. It made me mad just to think about other dogs trying to take Belle's place. And I still felt the same about it. All I wanted was a new horse. Okay, so that is our reading for the day. Does anyone want to summarize what we read today? Drake and then Quentin. So poor doggy.
Wait, so if they cut the head off, how does the snake still move?
So I'm guessing. Okay, so I hate to say it like this, but who's ever heard the saying running around like a headless chicken? Raise your hand if you've ever heard that saying. So pretty much like when farmers are getting ready to harvest their chickens, they snap their neck, but the chicken could still run for a little bit. So there's still more life in it just for a little bit. So it's kind of like the snake where he like chopped his head and there was still a little bit of life left. Yes, Drake?
Also, I have held a chicken, and then, my friend, he has a lot of chickens. He holded it up and then just twisted it and headless.
I know, that's like really sad. But I know that's how they, I know that's how they harvest them. It's sad, but yes, so you kind of like, some things can still move. Thank you, Drake. You may mute your mic. Quentin?
And how did he get a scythe?
Oh, so...
Isn't that from the Green Ritter?
No. Okay, so when you see pictures of the Grim Reaper, you see a scythe, but a scythe is actually something that farmers use to harvest corn, okay? So back in the old days, because if you went out down country Indiana and you see all that corn, the farmers are no longer using scythes. They're using like these giant machines to harvest these corn. But in the old days, farmers used to use that giant scythe and just swing it at the corn, and then the corn stalks would fall off. So that's why he has a scythe. Okay? All right, thank you for your question, Quentin. Anyone else before we do our final recap? Cervantes?
Do the books get any pictures in there?
Oh, there's the book. No, sadly, our book is like all words. It's a chapter book, so it don't got any pictures. If it did, I would have been showing you the pictures. I promise you. Yes, Quentin?
They still use scythes.
Not really. Like, if you ever walked outside one day and saw a farmer using a scythe, no, that's like really, really old. That's really, really old. If I saw that, I would run. Because I would be like, why does this dude have a giant scythe? I would run. No. But okay, so we're gonna. Cervantes.
Is scythe still around at this time?
Yeah. Like if you wanted to buy one, you could definitely buy one. I don't see why you would want to, because they're huge. They're taller than me. They're massive. They're very, very big. And they're very dangerous. All right. Thank you, Noah. You may mute your mic. Okay, guys. So let's recap for the day. You did an amazing job. You are definitely starting to come in and automatically do the expectations I've set out for you. If I had to say there has to be something to improve, I think it would just constantly be that mic, because today we started off good, but then we had a little issue of a lot of feedback, okay? And so when students can't hear me, that's a bit of an issue, okay? So does anyone want to share? Quentin?
I think what went with it is the spelling.
Yes, the spelling, I agree. Thank you for the compliment. The spelling went very well. You guys were on it, okay? Thank you, Quentin. Anyone else want to share about what they thought went well or what probably Miss Nagy needs to work on or what we need to work on? No? Well, I mean, if you guys didn't see anything, that's okay. Then that means that we're doing a good job and we're learning. So remember, this week, either Wednesday or Thursday, you guys are going to be picking up your textbooks. So that means next week, Monday, we're getting real serious about our curriculum, okay? Like, I know this has been all fun and stuff, but we're here to learn because you guys have been out of school for 5 months, okay? So we got to get back in the swing of stuff. That's it. So everyone else, I wish you the happy, healthiest, best day of your day, the rest of your day, okay? And I will see you tomorrow.